Hi folks, our next topic is how to register a user into our Realm defined schema. So this is how our apps looks like, have we seen together. So if I press in this button register, it's gonna give me this screen. This screen is here, as you can see in the pages folder. There is a screen called register user, and it's open here. And if we see here, we have those properties or those components. My text input, which is enter name, enter contact number, and enter address. As you can see here, enter name, enter contact number, enter address. And as we can see, we controlled it's same like my text input, but I control the, like for enter address, you can see it's like span many lines. I entered the number of lines equal 5, but there I left it for the default number of lines, which is 1. And this is the beauty of custom components. We've created a custom component of my text input earlier, and you can see, and you can check it here. You will find there is a property. It can be defined at your execution or at usage screen. Here I controlled the whole properties, and here the submit. If I hit a submit, I want to register a user, and this command, it will be binded to a custom click. As I said earlier, custom click is going to be the property will pass to this button to fire a specific function or method or command. This command now is register user. We will examine it in seconds now. But before that, you can see together each value is going to be entered to those texts. Like for name, John, this John is going to be binded to a state variable called username. We all remember state variables here, like I've created 3 state variables: username, user contact, user address, with setters functions. Set username, set user contact, and set user address, and I'm using those setters here along my fields. So by hitting the register user, I'm gonna execute this command, and this is a function of register user. We see it together here. So basically, what I'm doing, firstly, I'm checking the three fields. Is any one of them is empty? If so, give us the appropriate message. If the username is empty, like there is no value, I'm gonna say please fill the name, or please fill contact number, or please fill address. This is like a validation. And then I'm gonna use Realm beautiful command. It's called Realm write. Any operation of changing a record into a database table, let's say by a traditional jargon, it will be included into this function, which is Realm write. Basically, if I want to create new record, or I want to update new existing record, I'm gonna delete existing record. So I have to enclose this operation beneath write function. So firstly, I'm getting the latest ID, if there is ID existed in that table. So I'm gonna write Realm. This is a variable. From where this variable I'm getting it from new Realm. I'm giving it the path. You remember that path I've created when I created the schema here. This is a path, if you remember, when I initialize the database. So here I'm using the same path, Realm equal new Realm path. I gave it the path, and then I will say from all objects, because as I said earlier, this is like object oriented. So I'm giving it the object name, which is user details, or a table name. So user details, and I sorted the user ID field or property into that object, descending order. This true, that means please sort or order that that field user ID in the descending order. All this matter, I'm just want to check if there is a value into that property or no. So if so, please give me the recent one or the latest value and add a one for it, because simply I want to get the next one, the next value. If it is 2, give me 3. If it is 4, give me 5. Or give me 1. Why I'm saying that? That means this is the first record into that table. This is a logic. So here I'm gonna fire the command rearm.create. This is like equivalent to insert into table into traditional structured query language. So rearm.create which schema or table you want to create that record on it. So this is a user details schema, and those are the required properties into that schema, which is user ID. I'm getting the value from ID variable I just created here, and the other values is going to be read from state variables, username, user contacts, and user address. Here, as I've said, I'm using the setter and getter to create those variables. So if the process is successful, return me this message: success, you are registered successfully, and get me back to home screen. Let's see things in action now. I'm going to create, this is a first this is a username John. I'm going to create any like phone number. I'm going to say Melbourne, or it's like email. It should be email. Let's say John at yahoo.com and create. So success, you are registered successfully. Now this record has been added to our local database rearm into a user details table. Next we will see together how could we view the data or do the read operation. See you in seconds, guys.